So today is a bigger day. We are relocating to Morocco, which involves
new continent,
new
new insurance,
new money,
new language,
importing motorcycles, slightly elevated risk of security. So, oh, and I'm not allowed my drone to take that into Morocco, so I'm sorry you won't see any drone coverage of Morocco. So we're at the BMW dealership, and this is what we are leaving behind. So this should keep us traveling a bit lighter and less rubber bags on the bikes as well.
As we were loading on, it's always a bit of a trick, especially when they tell you to go right, then left, then straight, then who knows where. This guy should not apply to land aircrafts.
And he was really uncertain about where he parked me too.
Why are you wobbling all over the place?
When we landed into Morocco, we had to exchange currency and get insurance for the bikes, and then I realized that I lost my passports. Oh, we found it. It was back at the cache. Thank you so much.
Double heart pump. It's beautiful.
We've been airlifted to an incredible area. We didn't see any of it last night in all the rain. We woke up to this.
Walking through Chefchouen was beautiful with all the shades of blue, just different labyrinths of spices and sights and colors. I lost my cat. But then we found it. Same one, underdog. Lots and lots of cats. This one was particularly nibbly. And we were there when the Fifa game was going on, and this was amazing to watch them running around with their arms open, celebrating a ton. Everyone wanted to shake their hand, and they all wanted to remind us that when Morocco played Canada, Canada lost. The celebration went on for hours and hours in Casablanca.
On the road, we always have people that are give us waves and different levels of exuberance.
Fellow riders, these guys were from Spain. This is Spicy Roads from Italy.
And then just stopped at a traffic light. We had somebody that wanted to tell us something, and I had no idea what he was saying. And I looked back to Sharon, do you understand him? But he kept talking.
And we never did figure out what he was trying to say. This road here was out of Chefchaouen again, and it would wind up through the different mountain roads, giving us a hint of what was to come. Again, lots of free-range animals along the side, working animals, garbage along the way too, unfortunately. This was a tippy little bridge to cross over, and a path that we weren't always sure was a path. It wasn't exactly clearly marked as we walked along this beautiful gorge. Stopped for some tea, and again looking back out, looking way down.
Just an idea of some of the terrain.
Where you been?
Just in the bushes peeing.
Oh jeez, I wasn't looking for that detail. I was looking more for the God's Bridge thing.
Oh, I was in God's Bridge, and then I had to pee. I always got to do that sometimes.
And now where you got to go?
Way down there. saw these ovens along the way at multiple places where they would be cooking bread with fire.
Just struck with all the different things that we'd see in the countryside as you travel through, from how people live to how they work.
And, you know, seniors carrying huge bales of hay.
So then we traveled towards Marrakesh, and along the roads you'd see all sorts of vehicles moving supplies, and clearly there's no rules as to how much you can put on any one truck.
Or even how the loads are tied down. I went past that one real fast.
Once again, we've got lodging inside Riyadh, inside the Medina, which means we can't drive right there. It gets really complicated and the GPS gets really confused. So while I went out looking, Sharon made a friend, or
Hitchhiker.
has now a hitchhiker. Trying to do his best cleaning himself and not doing a great job. So we're going to try to figure out how to get there.
Riding along in through all of these trails, and you can see how when they would say they were designed to confuse anyone who tried to attack, there'd be no way to figure your way through.
They were mazes, and GPS would have a very difficult time trying to help you get there. So in this particular case, we had somebody help us.
Followed them along and moved our big wide bikes through.
We would see some amazing modern cities, and then some not so much.
It's a city under eternal restoration in various stages. So I got a deal for you. Brand new, fresh off the block, 0 kilometers, 0.3 kilometers. What do you want to offer me? Alright, well, if you didn't like the first model I had to offer you, I've got this model here. Comes complete with a couple of cats that are quite comfortable on it, so that ought to tell you how comfortable that seat is. So this is not quite this year's model, but it's a good one.
So after about 6 months on the bikes, then Sharon decided that it might be nice to just go for a tour like normal people. So she signed up for a bus tour, and there she is sleeping in the bus. And but I tagged along, followed the bus, and did the roads nevertheless.
This was a beautiful lookout and a beautiful curvy road that he enjoyed on the motorcycle and I enjoyed in the van. Other people weren't sure why I didn't want to ride, especially Marie behind there. She was showing a lot of interest in the bike.
So then when we get to traffic jams like this with construction, the bikes are allowed to go to the front of the line. And then when they finally let the traffic go, this is what it looks like.
A stop that we made, and it had a lot of different movies that have been filmed here over the years at Ben Haddou, including Gladiator with Russell Crowe, Game of Thrones, and the iconic Lawrence of Arabia. Just like your Alibaba look?
I'm just applying my earplugs.
Uh-huh.
Like my look?
It looks kind of like a turban helmet.
It's my headdress. So I would just continue riding ahead. The bus driver and ourselves would coordinate where the next stop was going to be, and I would just kind of wander through and find my way to the next stop. And we did this over the course of 3 days, looking at different stops along the way, some of them being old cities.
of the gorges that we went in to look at, Todra Gorge, and it has this amazing stream that pushes up through, again, more working donkeys.
Leave the tour and go wander ahead.
Explore a little further than we got.
Explore a little further.
So for about the last 3 hours into the desert, Marie decided she would ride up to with Doug when we offered her that. Hello, camels! I would do that too.
She was very enthusiastic about it, and she's just surprised to find out that we had Sharon's gear in the back of the van.
So we're not real sure what we signed up for, but it includes getting on camels next.
Yeah. The camels just had such wide feet that they would slowly plod along. It was like a moving meditation, just a sea of sand everywhere. Crazy ride. Glad we were inside on that.
So then we spent the night in the camp there.
I am in the Sahara Desert after riding on a camel.
And then riding on a jeep.
These guys were serving dinner, were showing us to our rooms, and musicians for the night. Early in the morning, before the sun even got up, we were awoken and fed breakfast and told to load back up for the ride, all the way this time on the camels. Kind of a zigzag pattern when you get off.
So at this point, then Sharon joined me, and we left the van tour and traveled back towards Marrakesh on our own.
Final goodbye to the group that we toured with in the van. You definitely get more lean on the bike than on the van. Lots of things being pushed through, all the different medinas, all the loads being negotiated between bikes and mopeds and donkeys.
All right, it's a Saturday morning game of Frogger. We got this road here, and the goal is to get across without getting hit. Sharon has entered through level 1, as have I, successfully. We will proceed to level 2. All right, Sharon's going for her level 2 in Frogger. Here's the traffic. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, very good skill. Look at that. Oh, watching this. Oh, using the police. Good move. Bonus points.
This is the main square in Marrakesh, and you saw all kinds of things performing. Cobras, musicians, and the monkeys that were hard to watch as they got tugged around and made to do tricks. They were often put up on people's shoulders for pictures. It was hard to watch them and how they were treated, and often they would be inside these boxes when they weren't performing, and that was in December. I can imagine in the heat. In Rabat, we did a cat sit with 2 cats. It was a more modern city to explore again, and we got to spend Christmas and New Year's exploring all the waterfront at nighttime with beautiful sunsets. Crashing waves. They weren't very sandy beaches, but they were still fun to walk along. Secure parking but it comes at the cost of a very steep ramp. Unfortunately, the car has been moved, so Doug gets to do this twice because I'm tapping out.
And on his jumpsuit.
So all these greenhouses covered and lots of signs with Arabic and Bedouin and French, which we don't speak any of those. Glamorous things like gas and moving up. Station's always a good thing, right, Doug?
Can't hurt.
Loaded up on another ferry ride, coming into port and just seeing all the huge shipping containers being loaded up and down with the cranes.
And arriving back into Spain.